a dollar for every time that my life took a sour turn. I be rich and rolling baller and hollering at your girl. I be making little money and spending it like I'm rich. I be making bad decisions and thinking that I'm the shit. If I had a dollar for every time that my life took a sour turn, I be rich and rolling baller and hollering at your girl. I be making little money and
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Unfiltered Frustration. It's your girl Kenny, along with
your boy Mel
and
B. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good. We dropped episode 13 and 14. Everybody
yes,
check
sir.
in.
Make sure you follow that. Make sure you go like, subscribe, and join us, man.
Yes, comment.
Oh, yeah. Tap in. Let us know your thoughts.
Yes, join the family.
What's that shit you say? Comment your thoughts on our thoughts.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts.
Yes, sir. But yeah,
So how was everybody's week? What everybody get into? If you could remember.
how about somebody else start first, please?
Shit, me, I just relaxed really. I had this like medicine that they was giving me. It's like real drowsy, but you got to take like 21 in like 6 days or something like that. So like I was just chilling, like icing the leg and stuff like that. They got this little boot that they had me in or whatever when I'm like up resting, having my leg up just to keep the ankle sturdy. So I was taking medicine, just chilling really. Couldn't really do too much, honestly. But other than that, that's it.
Okay.
I ain't do too much of shit.
Oh, I was pretty.
What about you, Kendra?
I was pretty busy. I had to get the kids ready for school. Tonight was back to school night.
Shout out to them badass kids going back to school.
Yes. Doing physicals, doing blood work, doing the whole
The necessary stuff.
Yes, that's it. And get into the bag.
Get into the bag.
Gotta have it.
Yes, get into
Yes, ma'am.
Gotta have it.
I guess it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we back.
That's fucked up because I really don't. I don't know why I blink out. Friday I work. Saturday is a blur.
That gun, my boy. Put that gun out, my boy.
Saturday's a blur. Sunday is a blur. And went back to work. Yeah, I got a boring weekend. And this shit starting to show on the fucking podcast every week. It's either boring or I just don't remember nothing. I just feel like my junk been on repeat for a little minute. Work, kids, work, kids, work, kids.
That's how it is at first. For sure.
You still adjusting?
Daycare, swimming. Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like I did do something though. I think we did go out to eat. Okay. Yeah, we did. I'm bugging. We went out to eat. We went out to eat on Saturday.
Nice. Where you go?
It's called it's some restaurant in Millburn.
And food was good? Never mind.
I called myself trying to try something new. That's what happened. Okay. I tried this like vegan meal. It was like cauliflower and some other shit.
Cauliflower was good.
Nah, cauliflower was huge. But the funny thing is, my girl had got the Black and Burger, the bean joint.
Okay.
That joint was
busting.
But I was thugging the cauliflower out. I was telling her that shit was good. I'm like, yeah, that shit good. I'm thugging that shit out. But as soon as I touched that burger, boy, I couldn't eat nothing left. I was like, yo, it's over. That shit had too much flavor, and this cauliflower was bland as shit.
You gotta want that shit to eat it. Like, that shit is nasty as fuck.
I like cauliflower. I do cauliflower
and
rice.
Broccoli and
they got cauliflower rice.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with that too.
That shit nasty too.
Really?
And they got pizza crust with that shit. That shit nasty too.
Damn.
I fuck with that shit a little bit too. Well, pizza is my go-to, so anything on pizza.
Yeah, but the cauliflower.
Anything on pizza,
everything on pizza don't go together. You know
pineapples, pepperoni, salt.
Pineapples do go on pizza. I'm here with you on that one.
That sausage, yeah, not the pineapple.
Yeah, pineapples. Jalapenos. You just don't put mushrooms on shit.
Mushrooms go crazy.
Nasty as hell. Olives, that shit nasty as hell.
Olives go crazy.
Wilding the fuck out. Anything else that is sardines, like when you put sardines on that shit. But like mushrooms, sardines, and fucking olives. Anything else on pizza?
Tuna.
You trying to go
mix
boo boo. He tried to boo boo.
Say nah, fuck that. I'm playing. We on episode what, 15?
Yes,
15.
15.
We in the building.
Gangster. Come
You know what
on,
I'm
yo.
saying?
Holla at your boy. Like, subscribe again. Follow, hit the brrr.
You know what I'm saying? Down there in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Somewhere down
Make sure you
there.
subscribe.
Somewhere
You know what I'm
down
saying? Shout out to W Energy. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Be better.
Be better, definitely be better. You know what I'm saying? Your Jittlerless energy drink. You know what I'm saying?
Use our code.
Right. Use the code UFF Frustration
3.
3.
Gangster.
And
You know what I'm saying? Get
Get
10%
your little percent off.
UFF 3.
GLD, yeah.
$sign.
GLD, $UFF 3. Word.
Oh, check you
know what
out,
I'm
big
saying?
dog.
Word. You know what I'm saying? I
Say
feel
Yeah, shout out to
10%.
Glenori. That's our other sponsor.
you heard.
Yes.
With Great Gang.
Gangster.
Lifestyle, you heard? But yeah.
So what we about to talk about tonight rather, because we're doing a night.
Yeah, we doing a night
Late night.
shift. We gonna talk about how y'all feel about. I know we all parents on here, so how y'all feel about chasing your dream while being a parent? Like, do you feel like you should chase your dream and kind of sacrifice being a parent, or should you be a full-time parent and try to catch your dream while being a full-time parent, if that makes sense to y'all?
Right.
I think it's a balance. I think if you have the support team, then by all means go ahead and chase your dream and do what you have to do. You know, cause you setting the future for your children. Like you doing that so your children could be good, or your
Right.
family, to put them, putting yourself in position so they don't have to worry about anything. But I say the balance, because if you don't have it, then your child feel neglected and not understanding. And from experience, like my father, he tagged me along with everything. Like when he was a car salesman, that was his thing. So he used to bring me to work, show me the works, how I work. When he stopped that and he became a landlord, he used to take me and how to do that. So like he did and dab. He showed me like the ropes. Like
So you pretty much saying like to implement them
Yes.
to your journey too.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you feel like quick question while you fixing the mic? Do you feel like that's something that you have currently as being a parent?
Yes, I have to include them in everything I do.
I'm saying like that balance where you feel like you can go after your dream and still be the best mom that is comfortable for you.
It's challenging, but it could be done.
Okay.
It's very challenging, but it could be done. And I am doing that. I'm doing it now as we speak.
Yeah, nah. I was just asking because
it's definitely hard.
What is
But I
something
think
you-
if it's two parents in a household, then of course it varies. Like it shifts a little bit.
So it's really kind of like about finding that balance.
It's about finding that
or
balance.
finding where you falling off at.
Right. Because if the father, he have his dreams and he's working, but he's progressing a little quicker than you or what you have going
So you
on.
put your dreams to the back burner?
You don't put it to the back burner altogether, but you'll let him go ahead, because let him go ahead, do what he got
Hands
to
off.
do, and then once he be in position, now
Turn.
you're able to, or try and do it at the same time.
How you feel about a bit busy bee?
I think he's about to call me a bitch. I was about to say,
Oh, nah,
damn.
come on. No disrespect.
Now
You big bro.
That nigga said, how you feel? Busy.
Busy bee. That's the tattoo guy.
Word.
I was all into it. Like, what are you about to say?
Nah. I'm just being goofy. Nah, I mean, for me, I feel like you should want to, like, if you have some dreams that you're like really sold on, like you by any means got to get these certain dreams done, whatever they are, whatever your goals and dreams are. I feel like you should, if you're that serious about it, you should always make time for it. So there's going to be times where you got to, like, I feel like sacrifice time with your kids, you know what I'm saying, and manage your time better, you know what I'm saying, like to try to get those goals done. I'm not against no one for being in like situations that would like make that a little harder for others, You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like saying like they're wrong for not doing the necessarily things. But if you really want something, I feel like then nothing would stop you, because at the end of the day, before you had kids, those were your goals and dreams before you had kids, I feel like. So it's like my goals and dreams shouldn't stop just because I had kids. I should be trying to pursue my dreams, get to my dreams. That way that my kids can see like I have something in my household that is going to stop at nothing to get what he wants, and that's leading by. I feel like that's an example of leading by example for your kids, and they'll understand that if you're communicating that with them and telling them why you're leaving, instead of just like being gone, not speaking to them. When you are around, you barely spend time with them because you want to use you being gone as a reason on why you're like. Not playing, not talking, you know what I'm saying, non-responsive when they want to play and stuff like that, or I'm tired. You have to balance that time out to be able to get your stuff done if you're going to sacrifice it to get your goals. But I feel like for me, sometimes like early on, especially when I was first had kids when I was younger, way younger, I kind of stopped that and just like went straight like the whole 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, like working, trying to figure it out. And for me, it was because I was so young when I had kids. I was just trying to figure that part out because that's all I knew what to do at the time, because that's really all my parents did. So like they just worked. Like my father worked, mother worked, you know what I'm saying? So up until a certain point. So it's like, for me, that's what I did, thinking that that was the way at first, up until when I was probably about like, I'd say like 23, 24. Then I was like, shit just started clicking. I was meeting new people, like restaurants. I was managing that. Like I would move up, meet people, go into meetings, talking to higher people and stuff like that, executives, vice presidents, stuff like that, and just get knowledge from them as far as like what they did to get to where they are, and where they are was their goal. Like that's what they wanted, so they stopped at nothing to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I would take that mindset from hearing that at that point up into me now was like, okay, if I personally want a goal, or I personally have some stuff that I set for myself, I have to make sure that it's time for that. Just like I want to be there for my kids, so I have to make sure it's time for that too. I can't like take every second that I have outside of like making money for my kids and just be like, oh, all of that time goes to like my kids, and then if you're with somebody, your girl, things like that, or if your man or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at that point, it's like, what are you doing for yourself other than working for them? So now I'm working for our household for y'all. I'm giving all my time to y'all. What am I doing for myself? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't fault nobody for it, because like I said, I was victim of it early on. But I feel like if I probably would have honestly had kids later, I would have had the thought process that I ended up developing along the way as I got older. So by the time when I had kids, it would have been better for me to establish that in the relationship with my kids and my household. So that way I'd have been had a better head start at going at my goals early on. But because like I said, my situation as far as having kids, that was me. I was victim to it. But my mindset now is definitely like I would tell somebody in that position I was in, just that of like, yo, like always make time for what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like as far, and I'm not talking about like, oh, like I'm bored, I want to go to the club this weekend, like, and making time for that. I'm talking about like your goals, like make time for that, do what you can when you can, but I'm just talking about as far as your goals
long-term
and
goals.
yeah, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, like stuff you want to obtain as a person. Because at the end of the day, you're going to die and then be like, damn, like I ain't accomplished shit I wanted to do in life. Granted, my kids was good. Yeah, they had a house. Yeah, my girl was good. We had this, but what did I have? What did I reach for myself? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean?
How about you, Mel?
I definitely agree with what he was saying, because I feel like with me, before I had kids, I was like aiming for whatever. Like I felt like I was just like a multi-talented kind of guy, so I had a lot of dreams, so I was just like running after them. And I felt like having a kid would motivate me to pursue them more, because it's like, all right, well, I have somebody who depends on me, so like it's gonna push me to want to do my dream. But I felt like once I had my first child, and I don't know if the pandemic kind of like interfered with that mental space that I was in, but I more went into the
Father mode.
Like I'm now just thinking about like being a dad and what's good for her, putting in the time, let her see me, let's bond. I want her to love me. I want her to feel the love that I have. I want her to understand me. I want her to know who I am. Like, so I think with that mindset, when I first had my child, it was kind of like, that's what I stayed into. And then as she got older, I still stayed into it. And it was like, I want to put her into little activities. So we started putting her into swimming class. And then after that, I started to want to do a little more, or start even looking at little things for her. Like, I'm like almost planning out her dream. And
At that point, that's kind of what you want her dream to be.
what?
You know what I'm saying? Like what you're planning out for her. Like
Yeah, like I'm kind of just like,
Right.
what does she like? Like what? Like let's find her way. And I think as she got a little more older, I started to realize that I started to feel different. Like I was just like, yo, damn, I'm not even focusing on what I particularly want to do in life. It's like I enjoy being a father. Like I think that's a highlight for some people. Like some people don't want kids.
Their
but
goal
have
was
kids.
to be a
but
father.
Like when I was young, I wanted to be a dad. Like I was like, I just want to have a kid.
Right.
So like I feel like that was a dream that I conquered, but it was just like, it's like I lost hindsight of the other dreams that I had prior to wanting to be a father. And I think after definitely watching Kevin Hart, I think that
Word, shout out Kevin Hart.
yeah, I think that my mindset now is like, yo, all right, my daughter has to see me strive for the things that I want, so she knows that what she wants to do in life, that she has to strive for, even though it has to be a sacrifice, and it might be the time away from her or the little things, this, that, and the third. But I just have to make those times up when I'm present to her.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like you should, like Brandon was saying, you should strive for your dreams, because like my famous line is, I'm a male and I only get to be a male one time in life. So why not do the things that a male want to do before I die? Because I don't know my expiration date. So I could die tomorrow, and it's like, am I fully happy with everything that I've done up into this point? So I try to keep that as my motto moving forward. So it's just like, do it. Like, what's stopping you from doing it? And that's why we created this podcast. All three of us are trying to strive to do something great. And it's all new for us, but every week we come here and show y'all love and make comments and come in with new content, trying to create something for people to, fall in love with.
Right.
But I do think it's a tricky game.
It is.
Because it's really about the mental.
It is.
But like you were saying too, I think you still do have to have that balance. The question I wanted to ask Brandon was, do you feel like you're in that space now with where you at right now, where it's just like you're able, or you're comfortable with putting your kids to, I don't want to say a back burn, but to a degree a back burn to chase the career or the dream that you want without you feeling away? And I want to ask you the same question too.
So, I feel like, I am in a space of where I feel like I can do that. Like, they're a little older now, so it kind of helps at that point now that I'm the age I am now, and I had them young. I'm in the position of now them being older, they can kind of fend for themselves a little bit and stuff like that. I don't have to just be there like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, first-time parent stuff, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I feel like I have to look at what I want in life now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they could, if they were younger and I had that, you know what I'm saying, realization at this point now, it would have been younger. You know what I mean? But it just so happened it's now, and they're the age they are. But for me, because how I look at like work, and I started to look at work like managing for so long, for so many years and stuff like that, like you tend to think that like once I start moving up, and like I said, I was meeting those people and things like that, I was getting aspirations of CEO. Yeah, I was getting those aspirations, and those goals were starting to reflect on me. Like I was starting to like, okay, like this is obtainable, like I can get to this, but within the company, you know what I'm saying? And then when I started, like, I just started thinking of like bigger than that, like, yo, like I I get this shit. Like as far as like the business stuff, like I get this stuff. Like I'm in rooms with people that are doing this shit and they're giving me awards for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like so at that point it's like I just became to a point where I was just like really focused on like understanding business and what it takes to try to get that done. And I wanted to try to do that for myself because ultimately that's what I want to do. And what in anything I do as far as like running it the right way, doing it the right way, having a business mindset when doing it, and accomplishing a goal. But I don't want to just like waste time anymore in life, just like doing stuff for fun or like half-assed or things like that. Like I want to take on what I'm trying to do full force and embrace everything that comes from it. You know what I'm saying? And with my kids, it's like I can obviously, like I said, they're older, so they can understand when I'm saying stuff to them now as far as comprehension. But I just explain to them I have stuff I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I want to reach those goals. So I mean, I'm at a place, like I said, of like ain't nothing really gonna like try to come in the way of that. Like if I can make things work with, you know what I'm saying, my girl, my household, and things like that, to where we're good financially and stuff like that, and I could take time and go do something, I'm going to go do it. Like I have to, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasted too long. Like for me, being 31, my whole 20s is a whole like blur. Like can't nobody say I'm not a good father. You know what I'm saying? Like can't nobody come in between that. Can't nobody fix their words and say anything other than that. You know what I'm saying? With how I was going through my 20s, raising my kids and stuff like that. And at this point, it's like, okay, now I have to put that same focus and effort in myself
to yourself
and go forward and then just balance that out now, because I feel like now, like my kids knew then and now that I loved them, but and I feel like ain't nothing gonna change that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing gonna change that.
That's just what you tell yourself at this point.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And I see it, you know what I'm saying? Like my kids could be dead mad at me about something that I didn't give them, and 2 seconds later they're trying to be up under me, you know what I'm saying? And that love ain't going nowhere. So for me telling myself that like, oh, well, I need to make my kids know I love them. I need them to know that. I need them to know that. And that feeling like I have to be around all the time for them to feel that. They're going to feel that regardless. They know who I am, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And that was like a tricky thing too mentally, because like I always would tell myself that too, like, yo, I have to be around, I have to be home more, I'm not gonna go out as much anymore and stuff like that, because I need to be around because all my time was going to work. So now that I'm in a position of where I don't really have to be working like that as much anymore and stuff like that, I have the time to do that, because that time that we're at work, if anybody can try to get out of the four walls of where you're working and try to find a way to make things work outside of that, so that way you have more time to pursue your dreams, I would say look at ways of trying to do that as well. Like whether it's like starting local, like small other businesses, like DoorDash, driving, just stuff like that, to where to free up your time, you can make your own schedules, things like that, just to help you get ahead. And then at that point, you're like I said, you're freed up time. You can't move around once you go to work. You clock in at 9 and you can't get off till 6 o'clock. During that time, you're doing what that company wants you to do for them to grow, for them to expand. And at that point, you go home, and then now you have to go put your time into your kids, being a father, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, and then you go to sleep and then do that again, and then it starts to become a cycle. And then I feel like after a while, it's like you get caught up in that cycle until you just have a realization one day. And then sometimes, for some people, they look up and it's 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? So that happened to me early on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want that to keep happening again. And that's why I'm going to always try to go head on with what I want to do. Like if it's somewhere I want to go, traveling wise, if it's something I want to obtain, buy, got my eyes on, things like that, like I'm going to do it, because
that's what you want. What about you, Kendra?
Right.
Yeah, I feel where y'all coming
from. I mean, you have 3 different, like his kids is older and your kids is kind of like young, middle to old. Mm-hmm. So like, how do you feel about, like, do you feel like your mindset changed from when you first had them to now, or is like it's been the same since start to now?
The only thing, okay, so From start, I love how I always been a go getter. Like I'm always getting to the bag. That never changed
Getting
about
to the
me.
bag.
Like I always get to the bag. That's nothing. The thing that I wish I would have done different is putting that work that I'm putting in now when they was younger, because they wouldn't have missed out on much.
They don't remember.
They wouldn't have remembered. Where now I feel like I'm missing out on certain things, or I can't do certain things, which they understand because God know what to give you. Like I have, like my kids dope. So
Shout out to my guy.
yes, so I feel like I should have still went to college. I finished college because I did a year of college. I paused because I fell in love and I started to, create little lives. So I feel like I was so into like motherhood. I want to be a mom. I want to be there. I don't want to miss anything. But I still was not money hungry, but I still knew I needed to provide for them. So I balanced
Just
both.
wanted to make enough to provide.
Right. Like I enjoyed being a mother. I feel like I was born again when I had them or whatever. Like gave my life meaning when I had my children. I had them close. Like I had
that fire.
Yeah. Like what? I was already like what? So I had my baby in 2013, the oldest, and then I turned around and had my second in 2014. So they close in age. So they was able to grow up together. They wouldn't have missed out on much if I would have just continued to follow my dream, like continue to go to school, did my 4 years, knock it out. Versus now trying to juggle that, and then I decided to have another baby in 2018. So it's like just when I think I done hit the mark, I'm like starting over a little bit.
Right.
Because she's very clingy. But that's why I say you find a balance, because with the pandemic, I felt like it weeded out who was weak and who was strong.
And who was fucking with you and who wasn't.
And wasn't. But far as the dream level, I tapped into so much stuff. Like what? I was working 3-4 jobs at one time. I was doing Instacart, still doing it. Shit, nah, that's my new thing. What? You can't tell me nothing. I'm doing Instacart.
Talk
shit.
heavy.
What? Instacart ship, Uber Drive, Uber Eats. Like you can't tell me nothing when it comes to getting to this bag, and there's no excuse. For me, I be feeling like it's no excuse. When I have 3 kids. I have, their father is very active, but I don't have that village where I could be like, oh, can you help me out? I have to do it all by myself. They be in the back seat. Like, we get to this bag together. So I be feeling like it's no excuse. You got to find that balance to go ahead and do what you have to do. I even, like, just to be where they don't miss out, I did the night shift. So I could be present and with them, making sure they do their homework and making sure I'm on top of meeting up with the teachers and doing the conference and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I take the night shift just so I could be present. You feel me? Take a nap while they at, and then half the time that ain't work because just sleep pattern be off. Be off like crazy. But the pandemic really opened my eyes up to like, yo, it's real money out here. You don't gotta work a 9 to 5. You could really tap in and see what you really like into, your creativity. You feel me, and master it, and go out there and be your own boss. Like you on your own
on your
time.
own schedule.
Yes. So that's where I'm at with it, and it's like I could relate to him. Like my 20s not a blur, but I devoted my 20s to my kids, and now it's like a new world where I'm putting me first.
Right.
So it feel like amazing. Like, oh, you changed. Nah, it feel good to put Kendra first. Like, Kendra come first. Like,
see, it's kind of strange because, like, both of y'all had kids so early.
Yeah.
And I had kids.
I got it out the way.
Like, younger. So it's like.
Older, you mean?
Yeah, older. So it's like, y'all 20s, y'all kind of, like, went through the bumpy road and, like, finding yourself, where it's just like my 20s was just being the single man or dating and not having kids or that responsibility, and then now being 31 having 2 kids, it's like, motherfucker, you getting old. Like you gotta figure this shit out. Like you ain't got no 10 years to really like be in this funk, because I'll be 40 years old saying like, all right, well, yeah, I'm at this point. I think I got it now. I want to pursue my career. So it's like I hear y'all both talk about, you know what I mean, Brandon say how his 20s was like he devoted all his time to his kids, and you devoting your time to your kids, and it's like both of y'all kids are now older to understand that transition where it's like I've seen dad, I've seen mom for the first 10, 11 years of my life,
Right.
like consistent. Whereas like with me, it's like my daughter's 2, and I'm still trying to like
Figure it out.
want to be that stay home, not really a stay home dad, but like I work. Obviously I've used to work a lot of overtime, if you know. And it was just like, now I've transitioned to like, all right, when they go to sleep, I'll go at nighttime or whatever the case may be, or I just do it in the afternoon some nights, because I want to be able to pick
present.
my daughter up from daycare and then be able to play with her and this, that, and the third. But it's just like, I think what you guys have done is like what most people do, and it's dope because it's like y'all, even though y'all sacrificed some of y'all dream, the move forward of the dream, it's like y'all build that foundation in y'all kids where it's just like it's installed in them that dad loves you, mom loves you, no matter what. But I'm at this point where it's like I need to go.
Yeah.
Get to the bag.
I gotta get to this bag.
And
by any means necessary, and then they at an age where I could let them know, like, because even now with me reflecting
because y'all
on
damn
life,
nigga leave y'all kids and they can watch themselves.
yeah, because there's no law, it's true. But I'm like, with me just turning 30 in May, it just, I don't know about hitting them 30s, B. Like, you really reflect and you really be like, yo, you gotta like really analyze some shit, get yourself together and figure out what you want to do or whatever. And is this something, because it's one thing to do something for money, but to do something that you love, it's a whole nother level.
Right.
So it's like getting to that point, like, yeah, because you could have all the money in the world and not be happy. Like, what does that
money
do?
in the world and can't spend it because you spending time working all the time.
Yeah, to
So
maintain
like,
it, or
point,
don't know
like,
how to manage your money. Now, like, they at an age where I want to bring them along. I want to show them, okay, this is how you do it. Like, you don't have to work a 9 to 5. I want to establish that.
Right.
I want to.
I mean, that's those drives and they in the back seat while you know what I mean, busting those deliveries and shit like that. So they.
And it's the tough talks now because they so used to me like readjusting to like, okay, mommy's is home,
Right.
or to now I'm trying to get out here like, oh, can I come with you? Yeah, you could come. Sure.
Hey,
like,
but they seeing you get to
or he be like, oh, mom, why you want them Jordans? You want an Xbox? You want me to maintain that phone bill you have? Like, to you know, it's certain things that you want. Then I have to go out here and get to this bag. Like, I gotta, you know.
I got another question for both of y'all. I damn near feel like I'm getting like a lesson today from y'all. Do y'all feel like before your kids you had a specific dream, and then during and now that dream either got lost or you started to find something else as a dream?
I found something else. I started off, I wanted to be a social worker. Like, that was, my heart was sold on it. That's why I had left high school. I graduated high school and went straight to college because I don't like school. So I was like, let me just knock this out the way. And college was so beautiful because you on your own time. It's so different, much different than high school. So like,
No, I ain't go to college.
It was dope. So that 1 year, I was like, yo, I was messing with it. Like, I liked it a lot. But then, like I said, I fell in love. I had my baby, and I just was like dedicated to that. But then once they got of age, it was like, oh, you can still come back to school. Life happened. They young. It just was a lot. So now my thing is, I want to get into like buying property. That's my thing right now. Like,
did having kids change that dream for you, or it was just like?
Yes, having kids changed that dream for me. To be more flexible, tapping in, doing my research, seeing like the financial freedom.
For you to be able to chill with your kids and stuff like that.
Give my it's a whole nother world.
I feel that.
I mess with it. So
about
like
you,
tapping
B?
into that.
I mean, What's the question?
It was
Did your dream?
before you had kids. Did you have a specific dream that you liked or wanted? But then after your kids and now, did your dream change or like dwindle because you had kids and you just don't remember that love you had for that first dream?
Right. Well, at first, like my dream was always to like have my own shit, like own something, own a business, a couple businesses. But I always wanted to like own something and do stuff on my terms. Throughout, like I say, between in the middle of then and now, it was like I said, I was managing for like a long time, like so, like 11, 12 years, damn near. So I was my goals ended up starting to be one of that, like, you know what I'm saying? I worked damn near every position in the restaurant, starting out and then going through management, every different type of management positions, running stores, running multiple stores, like, and then my goals from that started to want to be like a district manager, wanting to be like running the company myself, like getting into the office, the head office, the front office and stuff like that. So those started to be my goals, which was coming away from me always wanting to own my own shit. But I got into working for other people, which is for me having a job because I had kids and I had to get the funds and money for my kids and my family. So for that, it was like my goals and aspirations changed, trying to make a way and make a life for my kids. But then like I said, I started to realize like, wait, like everything I'm learning and in hindsight, me doing all of that probably helped me as far as like understanding business and seeing paperwork and understanding what P&Ls are and all of that other stuff, as far as what it takes to run a business and working every position. So that way, when I got to this mindset of wanting to get back to that, which is having my own shit, I have a better understanding of how to get into it. So, I mean, it's kind of like a good and a bad thing, but that was like my shit changed because for a long time, because I started to think like after a while, like, okay, well, shit, I got my own store, I got my own shit, which was my earlier dream. But then, like I said, on a bigger scale, it was like, well, shit, I'm actually still working for somebody else. This is not mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I fucking wake up late today, like this shit can get taken away from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, let me take a step back, looked at everything, and it actually happened around when I had injured myself like 2.5 years ago. And I was out of work for like damn near like fucking that whole year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Or whatever. So during that time, and that's when I like picked up learning how to tattoo and a bunch of stuff. But like I was just trying shit because I couldn't really do nothing. I barely could walk then a lot of the time. So it was just like thinking, like all I could do is think. I didn't have to go to work. And then at that point it was just like, well, shit, if I can come up with a lot of stuff that I'm coming up with now and learning just like on my own time, what the fuck can I do if I had a bunch of free time and my leg is better and I'm actually able to move around and stuff like that. So at that point, it was just like I had to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up getting off of injury, and then I had went back to work, and like I don't know if it was just like a sign or not, but like my shit was good. Like leading up having to go back to work, I was able to walk and stuff like that. I get back to work, my shit just started hurting. Like as soon as I got to work, like nothing happened. Like I mean, like I was there like 45 minutes. Like my shit just started hurting.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And then like I just like was like, yo, like, and then everything just started hitting me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, yo, like I can't do this shit no more. Like I can't do this, cause like I don't know. Like it was just like I don't know. It was like a slap in the face, like to myself. Everything that whole year I was damn near out. Everything I was thinking, putting together, and then I went back to work, and it was just like, dude, you going right back into like what the fuck you were saying you didn't want to do, and what got you to where you are right now. So like, I don't know if my leg just hurting just was like, yo, nigga, like, I'm gonna make you, like, you know what I'm saying? A higher being was like, I'm gonna make your leg hurt and make you leave this bitch if that's the case. If you gonna stay here, your leg gonna hurt, nigga. Like, so then I was just like, yo, like, I can't do this. And I had left work that day. And then at that point, it was just like, hey, I'm about to make it happen now. I'm gonna make it work. Because I also believe like when you put stuff on yourself, you'll find a way. If you actually want to do it, you'll figure it out and you'll find a way to make it happen. Like if you want, like, you know what I'm saying, a certain car and things like that and stuff like, and you have the money for it, but then you're like, oh, like payments or whatever, like it's like, do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it. Like, just do it. And then once you do it and you have that bill, then now you know what bills you have, and then you'll be able to manage your money better. You might have to take away going out instead of 4 times, go out 2 times a week to be able to come up with that money for it and stuff like that, because you don't really know how you're spending your money till it's time to start paying for shit. And then you start, oh damn, where my money going? You buying this, going to this store, swiping your card, going here, going there, going there, and you have to start paying attention to stuff like that. But once you start realizing and focusing on where your money's going, making time for other shit, like as far as for yourself, planning, doing things, marketing yourself, things like that.
Tapping into yourself.
I feel like I feel better being able to do that, because it's just like I can see my kids when I want to, not when I not have to go ask my job could I take off for my kid's birthday. Like I feel like me having to ask somebody else could I have time so I can plan my kid's birthday, when you think about it, it's crazy to me. Like that shit is crazy to me. And somebody like a Dame Dash, you know what I'm saying? Like, and somebody like I really like a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people call him crazy. A lot of people think he's stupid.
The GOAT.
And stuff like that. But like when you actually hear what he's saying, like he says it how it needs to be said, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like if people actually like listen to what he's saying and not how he's getting the message across, and his like, I ain't gonna say antics, but like just who he is, like how he talks, like that's literally how he talks, you know what I'm saying? So if you just listen to what he's saying, he really be saying some powerful shit as far as like getting off your ass and doing the things that you want to do. Like ain't nobody, like who the fuck, like I can have a million friends, I can have family, I can have my kids, I can have a bunch of people tell me they believe in me, but I know for a fact nobody believe in me like me. Like, you know, nobody will ever believe in me more than I believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? And I have to take that into consideration when it comes to doing shit for myself. Like,
right.
Can't nobody, like, I'm not about to just take no, like, and if, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm around people that are doing that, then, like, I'm not going to cut you off for what you strive to be or what you got going on. It's a little, like, at this age, it gets, like, for me, like, I hate it because I, like, get, like, it's distasteful when I see people, like, my age or around my age, whether it's a little younger, a little older, and they're just, like, not doing nothing other than like literally like 9 to 5 home, 9 to 5 home, 9, like that it gets distasteful, because it's like you're like, what do you do for yourself? Like do you at least like go to the gym? Like do you like at least like walk your neighborhood?
Some
like,
people like
do
that
you
shit.
at least like, I mean, and again, but if your goals are that, then they're doing their goals and they're doing what makes them happy. You know what I'm saying?
Not nobody goes.
Like there are. There's people goals who want to be able to like live off government assistance. You know what I'm saying? And that's their goal. They do everything. Like when managing, I seen it all. Like motherfuckers get the job, do the interview, be a good hire, this, that, and the third, and then hey, I need my schedule changed. I only need to work like 19 and a half hours because I have government assistance, and if they see I make more than this, then they're going to take my housing, and then they'd be like, so what the fuck was the point of coming to get the job if you're just going to like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's how the government have it.
But why are you not trying to get a job to
Be
be
better.
better to where you don't need that?
It's like,
and then there's people I had like that was like really fucking good at what they did for me. And then like when I would be like, I'll have a position that opened up, like a shift leader or assistant manager or something like that happens, whether they get let go, they move or whatever, will come available, and then I will position it to them, and they'd be like, nah, I can't, my government assistance. And it's like, but you're having a better life at this to get you to another better life. Like it's another stepping stone to get to. Like I just don't understand that.
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like
crazy.
Piggybacking on sacrifices. I feel like a lot of people don't really take the necessary sacrifices. Like a lot of people, what they think sacrifices are is just like what they're telling themselves is a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? But by definition, no one really does take like big leap sacrifices to get stuff that they really want. Like no one really does that, but people that are actually obtaining the things that they have. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, it's just like, what's the point of keep like giving yourself excuses? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't.
Something in their mind.
Right. I mean, that might be
That's why I be like, you
to
don't
make
want
yourself
better
feel
for
better.
yourself?
But everyone's better though. You have to. I also learned to understand like everyone's
Be better.
Everyone's
Be better.
Be better, man.
You gotta tap in, cause like I like to switch my hats. I want to be able to have different stuff under my belt. So that's what I was at, like with the whole pandemic. Like, yo, I want to own property. I was even looking into like studying to get my CDLs to be a truck driver. Like, just gotta tap in, just to get yourself. Like, you gotta do certain things to get yourself. You know, you need the money to get yourself where you need to be. But once you get there and you obtaining what you need to obtain, talking to people like how you get there and what you had to do, or whatever's the case, just want better, not only for your kids but for yourself, just to be able to be like, yo, I did that. Like, God, well done.
Yeah, nah, it's a fact, though.
Cause I used to be wild crazy. Cause I was a manager too. That used to be crazy. Like, what?
Nah, word. Managing shit is crazy, but it helps you out though in life.
It do.
Like,
It definitely do.
It definitely helps you with people, dealing with people, different types of people,
Different types
walks of
people,
life,
especially
stuff like
in
that.
the hood.
It definitely
your
helps
mess.
for sure. Definitely helps.
Well, I mean, basically to my question, I feel like your dream never really changed, Brandon. Like, it was just like you was walking in your dream, but just not knowing that you was fully in it. Like, you said you wanted to own stuff, and it was just like you reached a pinnacle at the restaurants where you was just like able to understand how it's functioning from
To run
feet,
my own
legs,
shit.
limb, and all of that shit to run your own shit. So
yeah.
it's just like your dream, whether you was thinking about it or not, you was like kind of walking in the light of your dream. And then
Nah, I believe that it's more or less like
God
my
just was like, bruh,
my
it's time.
aspirations of wanting my own shit. I feel like propelled me in the restaurant business of getting to where I got to and stuff like that. Because like if I do something, I'm like all in. Like even like with the podcast, like it's like if I do something, I'm going to be all in, and I'm going to expect anybody around me to be on that time. Like and that's the only way I feel like stuff works. That's the only time stuff works for me is when I take stuff on and I actually tackle it and go full force at it. Like once I do that, everything that I ever done that with in life, whether it was working a 9 to 5 or whatever, or my relationship, my kids, things like that, like it always worked out doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then when I hear people that I want to like strive to be like I said, Dame Dash, people like that, like Kevin Hart, stuff like that.
Yes,
when they talk on stuff like that, it's more or less of the same mindset of like tackling your goals like head on, like just do it. Like you're not gonna know what it feels like to say like, oh yeah, like wow, hey, you ask somebody you ain't seen in a while, like what happened with this business you said, and they're just like, I mean time, and it's like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, time, but like when are you going to make the time? Like I understand life happens, like that's, if no one understands that, then you just ain't living life. Life happens, but when are you going to make the time? Like how many years is going to pass before you're just like, you're going to keep saying, yeah, time, I'm gonna get to it. So like, I mean, I just look at it as just like either you're going to do it or you're not, and if you're not, then find out what it actually is that's going to be worth doing, that's going to make you happy. Because if you're happy about it, then you want to do it. Right. If you're not that happy about it, then you need to find something else to be happy about. Like, and don't play yourself thinking that you are happy when you're actually not about doing something. You have to really talk to yourself and look at yourself and figure out what that is. But until someone does that, they'll be stuck in whatever situation they're in. Or
you gotta be a risk taker.
That too, for sure.
You have to be a risk taker.
For sure.
I think most people won't understand that concept until they meet like people in that avenue to give them that extra boost. Like we could just use an example of like say us almost like we tried it in the car podcast, then we, not that we posted it, but we tried it in the car, then we tried it at the house, and then we kind of stumbled across here, and it's just like
right,
we met Ming,
right,
you know what I'm saying? And it's just like Ming is a figure, he's been around, he's did this, and it's kind of like, damn, like if we keep doing it, who else can we meet? And
right,
you know what I mean, like what other levels we can reach to meet new people and be able to network and so on and so forth. And I think that some people, since they don't get to those pinnacles, it's just like hard, like kind of your example, like you worked in the food industry, and it was just like once you start being around those rooms of people who was doing the things that you like, dang, yo, these motherfuckers is talking about blah, 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 and buying this and going on vacation here and going out for months. Like for you, it's just like the click, like damn, like I could be doing the same shit for my own shit and living the same life they doing, because I could do the same thing that they doing.
Right.
Because I'm around these motherfuckers, because I already was working hard without you knowing that you was gonna meet those people. And I just, like you said, it's fair. And I mean, if you're not gonna fight through that shit, then it's just like most dreams is just gonna be. That's why they say the best place is the graveyard, because that's where most of the dreams are.
Yeah.
Most people die with their dreams.
For sure. And just never get to it. Like, even like my parents, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're like just speaking, like I never really knew 100. Like, my mom's, like, everything she always speak of, like, her goals was like being a good mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, being a grade A mother. Like, that was always
Never
that was what she wanted to be. Like, that was her thing, and that's okay. But like, as far as what she wanted out of life, she wanted her kids. Like, she wanted her kids to know you know what I'm saying? Like, she loved them. You know what I'm saying? That was her goal. My father's, his was more or less like being a doctor. That's what he was going to school for. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he played a little football, but I want to say, I would say, like, from talks with him, his goals was like being a doctor at one point. And then that just fizzled away once he had kids. You know what I'm saying? He left college, things like that. So, like, it was just like,
Yes.
he never got back to that because he started working. Then he started having more kids and stuff like that. So it was just like he just had to work, and that's all he knew. After a while, it was just like, yeah, and it was like he had that work ethic and stuff like that. But it was just like he just kept doing. That's all he knew. Like, his father, you know what I'm saying? As you know, grandpa, like he it's all he did was what, you know what I'm saying? That's what they knew. So uncles and shit like that. So it was just what it is.
Your question is, I like your question though. I feel like the key is always going to be balance, because say you go ahead and you chase your dream and you get your dream, you have to maintain that dream. So you still have to it doesn't stop like, all right, I done made it, I'm good. You still have to maintain it and keep going to make sure where you at, you could, stay there.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the groundwork
of course
to get there is done, and
of course, but you still got to put
part.
Absolutely to take off. But once you
the
get up there, you gotta maintain it.
The balance is definitely
incorporate
needed, and I think that's the route that both of you guys had took. Being though that y'all kids are much older than mine, it's like the balance was Brandon sacrificing his dreams and just working a 9-to-5 to make ends meet, and his lady doing the same, and you doing the same with your baby father, and y'all creating that balance of foundation without, I would say, fully thinking about the dream that you personally had, and just thinking that it kind of went to the back burner, and then like just doing.
See, yeah, because for him, he got
things.
He got two things that he like. His dream, he do detailing, and he do landscaping. So he got two businesses he started. So since that took off, that's another reason why I was like, all right, take the back.
But it took off because he did the grinding, and your kids was at an age where that foundation was already set. So that's why I was like, y'all both did the balance part, where it was just like, all right, let's find what's working for these kids to grow up in a good environment, and then let's see what happens here. And it just so happened that for Brandon, God may have gave him a different calling at the time where he just was like, yo, hurt yourself. Get healthy, hurt yourself again. So it was just his wake-up call. And maybe for you, it was just like, all right, girl, your kids is a little older. You need, since you don't have that foundation, you need the time to be with the kids. So now let's find this new thing. Because I feel like recently DoorDash and Uber Eats just kind of got like big as hell.
Yeah.
And I think it just made it kind of easier for people. But I mean, even these stories y'all telling me is crazy. Like people not wanting to work extra hours because of government assistance.
What?
Like just I wouldn't have sat here and thought like people are going to get a job and saying, can I work 19 hours? I don't want to work extra hours, or I don't want a promotion to better myself.
I'm telling you, it happened.
Because it's like you settling because when like he's saying life happens, and you end up sometimes you find yourself doing stuff that you wouldn't do because you
Right.
fall on hard times. Like I use myself for example, and there was a time where I ended up at the welfare and I couldn't even get it, and then they was saying, "Oh, you make too much." How? I make too much. I work at Popeyes.
I want to know how they come up with that.
They said that I made too much. So then they were saying, in order for you to get the assistance, I have to lose my job. And then within 6 months, they want me to either go to school or find a job. So why am I losing what I have? It's just
So you gotta
mind-
step
It's
backwards
for people
to
in
move
that situation that don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then
So
it's
like
supposed to
that
help.
was like
It's
for
supposed to
me.
be like a propeller to help
Yeah,
them
to
get
push
to where
you.
they
So
go.
for me, it was like, nah, I'm good. I'm about to just go apply, rack it up. But it's people that's comfortable with being
Right.
at
In
the
that
bottom.
space.
Like
Right. I mean, now granted, there's like
that's why it changed.
people do that on the side or do that and then like have their little stuff they do on the side to how they make their money, and they're kind of doing that to like show their government assistance that they're working and stuff like that. But most people, like a lot of people, really just want to
depend on it.
depend on it.
That's
Like,
wild
it's
crazy. Just depend on a
it's just,
check that come
like,
once
that
a
shit
month
crazy.
that you got to stretch out
It'd be good.
among
That,
like more than one and
food
two.
stamps and all that stuff. Like
Some
they be
food
good
stamps
with
come
that.
handy though.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they come in handy, but it's
Nah,
just
they
like,
definitely come in handy.
but it's
Nah, I
just
never
like at
knock
the end of the
it,
day,
but-
it's like why
Why you don't want to strive to do?
would you not want more so that way the people that really really need it less than you have an opportunity of getting it? Because then like somebody that don't really need it really just having it just to help them get by, and then you got somebody that really need it and they're
Need it
getting
and can't
denied
get it.
because there's a waiting list or whatever
And
the
I'm
case
not
is.
lying.
So it's like at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like why
They want you to
why
pay
not
less.
want more? Like why want that? But again, some people on another spectrum is like that's what they seen. Like they grew up in that. So it's like, okay, well, shit, like let me get this so that way I could, because they seen their parents probably had that and was able to be home doing that, and they want to not be home because I mean at the end of the day, no one really wants to work. But I mean,
But they
some people are
forsaking care of
okay
their
with
business.
going to work. They don't
I
want
think
to,
it's
but
time
they're
to
good.
change. I
To
think it got
piggyback
worse.
off of what you saying, Brandon, I'm asking both of y'all a question. Because now that you saying that, it's kind of like crossing my mind. Do y'all believe that everybody has a dream? Because I was just listening to like when y'all saying like, yeah, some people get on it, some people want to be on it, some people just like that's what they like. So it's like, do you think that they had a dream at some point, or they just was like they just live a life
and they
on
got
the
whipped to that
day-to-day?
lifestyle type shit.
Like I saw mommy and dad live that, so is that like my dream to do the same thing, or just like that's just what I
wouldn't
want?
necessarily say it's a dream. I think they just that's what they see, so it's like the norm. Because I don't really think a lot. Like if you was to ask some, like for me, if I was to ask somebody like, "Oh, what's your dream?" or "What you," I'm not worried about school. I'm not thinking about that. Like they're not. I don't think people I don't want to say a lot of people, but I don't feel like people thinking that far. Depending on where you coming from. Like you don't. They don't have that. Like oh,
Because
you
I would
wanna
be
have to
curious
figure it out.
why I would have a dream and then settle for section like
I don't know.
to be on a government assistance.
Because they could have.
They- handout.
If they can't like the situation you just said, like the girl or the guy, whoever wanted to work 19 hours and you had positions that was available for them and they turned it down because of the assistance, and it's like mentally you would be making more money, you would be able to afford what you're doing,
Yep.
saving more money,
Right.
and doing other things. So
But
is
on
it like this is your dream?
And I presented the position like that. Like it was like, because I knew their situation. We had a dialogue. So it was like telling me that. It was just like, but why? Like, and I would say the same things. It's like, but you're going to have more money than you would have taking these hours and what they're giving you.
On
You know
the
what I'm
flip
saying?
side, it does help. Like with having an assistant, they put you through school. You are able to get on your feet. Like I know it's not all bad. I feel like it's like aiming for
It's
different
bad.
target. No, not necessarily, because
Say
like
that shit
you
bad.
go to school. Okay, say you go the right way. You go to school, you do the right thing, and you really not enjoying yourself because you got this college means like student loan, like it's crazy debt, where now they not using but they able to, cause they got programs for you, from like me talking to different people. They have programs for you where they send you to school. Like say you can't work, or you just phone, like you really don't have nothing. You get your food stamps. They pay your rent, and then they'll put you in school. So you'll go to school, and now you don't obtain your degree for your
So
dream.
are they paying your student loan?
They handle that, so nothing falls back on you because this different programs. Like you got the
So
what you
like
be
a
having
situation like what he was just saying. So
I
if she
wouldn't know
said,
his
no, I'm saying we just hypothetically. I'm just using that as an example. So if the girl or guy, whoever,
Mm-hmm.
just was like, I want to work the 19 hours because of my government assistance.
right. It can
Like
interrupt.
within those guidelines, she
It
could
could
still
interrupt.
be in school.
She will, but she probably will have to pay. Cause even with you being on, like I know people that have Section 8. If you make a certain amount, you have to come out of pocket because they see that you can do it. Like they're gonna pay a certain amount, but now you have to pay X, Y, and Z. Like it's all. I feel like it all depends on the person. Like it's put here to help us, yes. So if you jump on it and then you let it, take you up the ladder, so be it. But if you jump on it and then you just let it cripple you and like, oh no, I'm waiting for my check at the first of the month, that's a problem for me. Like I feel like it should be a jump starter. Like you fell on hard times, you really, you need to tap in. That's what it's government assistance. That's what it's for, not to live off of it and be passing it down. Like, girl, all you gotta do is get on welfare. All you got that's not the wave. And from the hood, because that's where I can speak from in the hood, like you hear that all the time. Like that's okay. You have to want better for yourself. I think you have to be able to tap into yourself. Like, nah, this ain't the wave, or I want to be out. Like you feel me?
So do you think as the kid, that's that person's dream because their mom is on that?
I don't want to say it's a dream. Like, oh, I dream to be on welfare. I don't know. I can't
as a
answer
kid,
that. That sounds crazy. That don't sound crazy to you, B? You think that's a dream? Like, I want to be on welfare? What the fuck?
Because I'm looking at it like
That's crazy.
I'm looking at it like
I ain't saying like
Damn.
probably not as a kid, but eventually, like at certain ages, for people that is like a
That's a
aspiration
lifestyle.
to keep that up. Like it's like
Get
my
the
goal
fuck
is to
outta
be on
here.
this, like and do this, so that way I can do that. Like
Not even enough.
I mean, some people make it enough. Some
people getting cash.
people do
Right,
illegal
not
things.
doing the right
to-
thing, because if you maintain it, how you still need money for certain things, and you still asking me, you in a better situation than me then. So how you running through that? They not getting a certain amount, and
Yeah,
then
but
depending
but
on
I'm
your
saying
child, it's a maximum.
some people got, like he was saying, some people got side hustles where they
Right.
getting
They selling
cash.
stuff.
They like
That's
selling weed, or they got a
Selling
business
food,
that
Right.
only pay cash under the table.
Get
That's
the fuck
not.
out of here.
Or go find a job under the table, stuff like that. Like you can do that as well, the way you're getting cash from a job and actually working, but having that for your living. Like there's other ways people.
That's
do
why
stuff,
some
but
people
it's
be
just
having
like,
them dog litters.
right. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like
wild, crazy to me though. Be like, that's my dream.
I mean,
Well,
people,
more power to you, whoever. That's wild.
right? That shit crazy.
Yeah, that's it. That's crazy.
Word up. But before we get out of here, quick question. Like I had like a little question. I wanted to just see what y'all think. Like, so if you are driving down the street, and it's you got an old man and a kid in the street.
I'm hitting both of them.
Which one do you hit?
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm hitting the old man. He out of there.
Why is that?
That motherfucker
He
lived
done live
his
his
life.
life.
Oh, you hitting the old head too?
Wait, that's it? Okay, well, that's the only question. If
I might hit both of them. Fuck them.
Well, like,
See an
what's-
old
why?
man and a kid in the street.
Well, I hit
Which one are you hitting?
That's just a question.
I
That's the
gotta hit
question.
one of them.
Oh, I gotta hit one of them. That's it.
Which one are you hitting?
The old
I'm
person.
hitting none of them.
That's not the question.
Hey, you hit what you want. You
I
feel
ain't
me?
hitting none
Oh,
of them.
I don't have to hit one of them.
Hey, you chose. Y'all both say y'all kill an old man
Nah,
on TV.
I was joking.
On camera, y'all both just say y'all kill an
I'm
old
trying to
man.
understand the question?
I'm gonna hit the brakes. You feel me? Like
This
trying to understand
motherfucker
the
got some
It's a tricky
special
question.
trick question on this.
That's why I was acting like, what's the question? That's it.
oh no, don't double back on murder, motherfucker.
I'm hitting. Look,
He done
unfiltered
lived his
frustration.
life.
I'm hitting the old man.
He done
Fuck
lived
him.
his life.
If you ask me to
Gonna
hit
turn the
one of
old
them, I'm
man
hitting
up.
the old man. Fuck him.
Nah.
Holla at me.
Oh, be good. He gonna hit the brakes. Nice. Fuck his car
They
up.
go straight through the old man. Now you gotta get damaged, fixing shit. Like hit the brakes.
It's a hit and run. I'm out.
Now we federal. Now, like we just gonna,
And I'm grabbing the kid. Yo, bro, get in
Hop
the car
in.
before I beat your ass.
I done seen you.
I gotta make sure. Yeah, they asked me to hit you, motherfucker. They asked me to hit you. I chose the
He
old.
was on his way out anyway.
was you or him?
He said he was on his way out. He probably young as hell.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, comment your thoughts on our thoughts. Let us know. Tap in Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You know what I'm saying? YouTube. Tap in. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna be on them
Shout out
other
to Dubby.
platforms too. Shout out to Dubby. Shout out GLD. Shout out to Mike, our editor. Shout out to the
Mike.
viewers.
Gang.
Shout out to motherfucker Jeremy who be in the comments. Fuck with you.
Yes.
Boy, Jay was good, boy.
Shout out to everybody, man, who been fucking with us, been rocking with us, man. We
Word up.
appreciate you.
Yes.
We really do, man.
Down this ride. Gonna
We
try to
out.
take
This
you
journey ain't over. We only on episode what? 14, 15?
15.
somewhere. Right.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.